now it's time to address this userStore. Yeah. I think from here I may be able to change seller store and buyer store. Let's see if I can do this. This will be a little messy, but %s seller store to I gotta go through this. This is gonna be a bit, but has to be done. So I can just delete all that stuff eventually. I don't even. Ugh, Lordy. Yeah, let's just do it. userStore, userStore. I think I did this right. This is validation stuff around like the actual form. So I feel this is from when the user is trying to select a token in their wallet and start specifying like which token they want to get in exchange. And yeah, so this is going to be not completely working, but we're no longer going to use seller store, so I got to replace it. So out token raw. I feel like I have these fields still. Yeah. And then this is end token mint address, so the user is wanting to get a certain token to come back. That token has some detail, some decimals value, so we can compute the raw amounts. The user has a end token associated account. There's some mint data. Date store decimal, so I can compute the raw amount based on end token amount. That's gonna break some stuff for sure. But gotta do it. Clear any existing inputs. This is the input. Okay. I'm just gonna change these. And seller. Yeah. I think this is, I think I have these fields, raw amounts and raw balances. I don't know if I do though. I think I do. I think I added all these, so. Okay, so the account, this is initializing the escrow, and yeah, we have a seller and its associated token account, which is going to be stored in the user. Yeah. Seller store. Yeah. Buyer store. Yeah, these are all like hang on. buyer store in token associated account, in and out token accounts are set when first creating the ATAs. But I've just moved all that to the setup store. Right? Man. I think I need a no on that. I think I'm gonna have to delete that whole thing. Handle accept the trade. So, and I don't even know, again, like I don't even know if the user store is actually gonna work in the end. But let's see. The seller in. So accepting the trade. So this is technically from the buyer standpoint. So a wallet has connected. It's a user. Okay. It's a user. And we have their wallet. It's going to be, their wallet address is going to be the connected wallet. Find the escrow, the token account. Yeah. Drawing a blank here. So we've got the escrowed out token. So this is the token. The actual token account. This is the token that the token account that the seller is expecting to get. Oh, man. Okay. This gets a little complicated. Yeah, because the reason why, I'm going to hit no on this stuff, but the reason why is that we don't know we are not saving the in token account address. I don't believe we're doing that. Let me hit no. No, on the remainder parts. It's just going to be bad. Okay. Still broken. Okay, so I need to think this through a little bit. So if I come over here and we take a look at like the actual escrow store. So I have an escrow store. Been quite helpful. And it has this store has the PDA for the escrow itself and then the data. Okay. And the data that is stored in our escrow is defined in the program, in the Solana program. When we create the whole escrow struct. And what it has, we're going to have a copy of this somewhere. This is layout. Let's see if I've got anything. Oh, this is polls. All right, so so if I go to Escrow, oh, hang on, non-custodial Escrow, custodial, then lib, that should, let's do that. And so inside of the Escrow account is this data, this whole bit. Okay. And what are we storing here? We have the initiator. They are the authority. So we have their address, their wallet address. We've given it a unique number so that we can increment and use it as a seed. We have the buyer. I put the buyer field, but it's just a placeholder initially. So when we actually do this whole initialize escrow, it can be empty. So when we initialize, and I've got a little note here, because I wanted to store, I thought it would be helpful. So like, you know, who is the buyer? Who's the one that ultimately agreed to the escrow exchange and accepted the trade? So I felt like it'd be nice to save that info. So I've got the buyer field, get the bump because this escrow account is a PDA. So I need to store that. Have the token account. It's the escrowed token account. That stores the actual, it's the associated token account to the mint, you know, the out mint. And the amount, not the amount in the token account. So this out amount could be found by doing a kind of a token balance call to this address. But I also, just as a field for the store, it was helpful to add this field here. The in mint, so just the mint address for the token that they wish to get and the amount that they're expecting to get, and then a couple booleans. So why this matters is that here in the accept trade part, we do have to pass in we have to pass in the in token. We need to basically know, like, well, who, like, where are we going to accept this trade? You know, where do I send my tokens as the buyer? Where do I send my tokens to? And so we need to get the seller's associated token account. The buyer in token, that, I mean, if we have like a connected user, what could we do here? So the buyer in token account. Because this is really two separate wallets. So how would they get this token account? How would they get, so if I'm the buyer, buyer in token, let's just say I, as the userStore, can I get, what do I have access to here? The, in. So if I'm the user and I'm accepting this, I'm going to have my in token, and I do have a button, in token ATA. Yeah, that should work. That should work. That I see right now is that because I'm not storing, like when you initialize the escrow account, I don't know the token, and I don't know who the buyer is going to be. I guess I know the token, but I don't know any like the associated token accounts in the respective wallets. So you like I don't have all those details. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think from like a user experience. Like they're gonna have kind of sign in. They're gonna find an escrow. This is from a buyer standpoint. Say that they see an escrow that's initiated, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll swap for that. So then they will want to click on it essentially, and each escrow will have its a PDA, which we can kind of fetch and grab the data that it provides. What I've been doing in the program, and I've been using what we call the Escrow store, which is basically storing this information. I don't think I've got, what else did I call? Yeah. It's another writable. Okay. And this gets into filtering and fetching, getting program accounts. So it grabs all, if I need to, it grabs all the escrow account data. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing so far. But this escrow right here, this account data is it's this data right here. So it's okay, but I feel like from the user standpoint, when they click on the accept button to accept trade, the buyer will be their wallet. I could also replace this to the userStore wallet. It's the same thing, should be the same thing. The escrow will grab the escrow store PDA. What I will do is I'll pre-populate the escrow store with all the escrow data, including its PDA. And the idea is I'll probably have like a route, where it's like escrow / and then PDA here. Yeah, that's kind of how I see. So they'll have the route will be the PDA that points to the actual escrow. We fetch its data and populate the escrow store with it. So then we'll have like the token account. So escrow store.escrow. If we've done that, or no, we'll be getting it out of the escrow store.escrow.escrowed out token account. We get that. The seller's associated token account address. I feel like we're going to have to, if I only have a single user store, and I'm not saying I have to have just a user store, but the idea originally with all this was like I could take this, get rid of the buyer store and seller store and just consolidate into one user store. But the idea is, okay, I don't know this, I won't know, right? So I'm going to add it like, how would I get the sellers in token ATA with only a user store. So meaning like the buyer would also be or the buyer's info really. Yeah, okay. So if I just did a single user store, when they connect, it's basically when they click init escrow, then that user store out token and in token details will be set when they're trying to initialize an escrow. When they log in, we'll pre-populate and fetch their token accounts and update what we can, right? But only when they find an escrow by its route or PDA or whatever, they click on that an active escrow, click on it. It's going to fetch the data that it can from that escrow and populate what it can. But only when they hit the accept button will we then when the buyer clicks accept trade, it's going to have some like empty stuff, but based on the escrow that gets fetched, we could extrapolate some of that. So like for example, so like the idea is, so let me just see before we do this update to see if a single user store would both sides and or both instructions. So like meaning create or accept. And I guess this would go for cancel as well, but cancel, it's the seller's perspective. Create is the seller's perspective. Accepting a trade is the buyer's perspective. So assuming the escrow store has been pre-populated based on fetching the escrow store.pda probably via the route. Then let's try to update the user store from buyer's perspective. So let's just think about this. So like if I have the escrow store available, yeah, what could I do? I could do something like userStore. This is from the buyer. So the out token mint, that would equal to the escrow store dot escrow data dot this would be actually the userStore out token mint. So the user, the buyer, would be paying and then this would be the in mint, yeah, as anchor.web3.public key. That's how I kind of sense this. Object is possibly null. You're right. You're totally right. Let's just go with this for a second, though. Then we would have the userStore in token mint is the same thing. The escrow store dot escrow dot, and then this one would be different. This would be the out mint as anchor.web3.public key casting. Okay, just thinking like from the buyer's perspective. What else do we need to update? Do I have, what did I put over here? Setup store. I think setup store we're good for now. So let me find the userStore. And we have the wallet address, yeah. Wallet address, we can set that. Here are all the fields. In, out, raw balance, ATAs. I'm just gonna copy this stuff over just for a quick reference. So we could do obviously I could do wallet address is wallet store dot public key. Yeah. Just going from the top. Out token mint, out token ATA. So the user's out. Now, out token ATA. May need to do like a let buyer out token ATA. What would that? It's going to be like some sort of workspace connection. Get account. Get balance. Get token account balance. Wouldn't that be? Fetch the current balance of a token account. Get balance. Fetch the balance for the fetch the balance for the specified public key. How do you get? Huh. Had a little keyboard mess up. So I need to be able to get the out token account. How do I get the out token account? Let's go to the cookbook. And working with accounts, really what I need is token accounts. How do I get program accounts, serializing data, local development, key pairs, working, interacting with tokens. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot here. How to create a token account, how to get a token account. That is, every token account has information on the token such as owner, mint, and a balance in decimals. So, it's just get account. Oh, that's easy. Nice. So what I think I can do is, I have the mint. Yeah, I have the mint address, and I have the wallet. Based off of how the escrow will be, escrow store. So when they hit the route, and it populates my temporary escrow store, I have some information just out of the box. Quickly, I can update that stuff. But let's say, take, for example, the buyer out token account, or seems like I can use await get account. Yeah. Retrieve information about a token account. Connection to use, which would be my workspace store connection, and what the token account public key. No. That's my problem. Hang on. Wait. Retrieve information about a token account. See, what I have is the wallet and the mint and the connection, but I don't have the address of the token account. So what if I don't provide? How do you get the token account? How do you get all token accounts by owner? Oh, hang on. Hold up. I forgot. Token account public key. That's going to be the actual associated token account, right? So, yeah. It's like just getting token account info like you already had the how to get the token account. Yeah, you need to have a token account can only hold one kind of mint. Yep. When you specify a token account, you also specify a mint. You also are essentially specifying a mint as well. The problem is that I don't have the associated token account address, the public key of the seller, because I don't store that in my escrow. But I do have the amounts and wallet addresses and mints and stuff. Hang on. All right. So I feel like get account, nice to know, but I don't think that's going to be helpful for me. So just a quick question to myself: how to get or derive. How to get the ATA address with only a mint and wallet and connection, I should say. I don't know. However, when looking at the docs, how to get all token accounts by owner, I've done this before. Get parsed token accounts by owner. Yeah. Aha, look, filter by mint. That's it. Here it is. So I've used get parsed token accounts by owner, and I just get them all. That's what I do when the wallet first connects in my layout, but using the same method, but here in the object, I can pass the actual mint address. That is what, that should do it, right? So if I do, let's just say user out token ATA is going to equal wait, and then the connection is actually just straight from workspace store.connection.get parsed. Aha. And the owner, well, the owner is the connected wallet. And this is cool because this is going to be used actually to, I can get this account, this token account info for the seller as well. So how about to make it a little more explicit, I'm going to call this the buyer out token ATA. This time the owner in this case could be the, because we're accepting the trade, we could say it's the, we can use the connected wallet store public key. And then, is this an object? I feel like it's an object, yeah. And then here you have a possible, let me see what this does. Token program owner, get the wallet address, you get the, yeah. And then filter by mint. This looks like it's going to return an array of accounts, but because we're specifying a specific mint, I should only have one value that gets returned. Yeah. So we'll see. So the mint in this case, well, this can come from the escrow, escrow store, or even the user store right here. But I can grab it from the escrow store as well. Buyer out token mint. I've already updated the user store, so let's just keep it. This whole out and stuff gets a little out token mint. Yeah. What's going on here? Argument of type and the mint pub key is not assignable to what? Commitment get account delayed. Oof, okay. What did I do? What did I do? Argument takes a public key, a commitment config, or a get account info config, right? Or undefined. This should work. Although I did not see. Okay, yeah. Object is possibly null. Yeah, I understand that my escrow store, I'd have to do like some sort of like if escrow store dot escrow equals null, then just return like or throw error basically. I'll definitely have to do like a check here. So if not equal to equal null, then I can do this stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure. We have to. I'm still working on figuring out why argument of type mint pub key is not assignable to parameter of type commitment get account info. Ah, hang on. Are they expecting this to be as? Do I have to cast this object? What a pain. Is that the problem? I wonder if it's expecting me to cast this as some sort of what do they call it? A get account info config? Because that's what it is. As get account info config. Auto import. As a commitment maybe, or a min context slot. Boy, oh boy, I don't know if that. So what happens? Yeah, okay, that's it. I had to import this type. Strange. And that made it happy, made TypeScript happy. So what does this return to me? I'm curious. Like, parsed account. Oh, you know what? Oh man, no wonder it wasn't working. I was like, what the hell is happening here? I'm using the wrong method. Get parsed a token. Jeez. Auto complete totally screwed me up on that one. Yeah, now this get account info is not going to be what it wants. It wants a owner address, a filter. That's what it is. It's a token account filter. That's all this is. So definitely not. And I don't even know if I need it. Yeah, I don't need to type that. This object right here is just a filter, which we use, and I've used before. Very handy. I'll have a video deep dive on that one. But shout out to Solana, doing some nice like serializing and deserializing data videos on YouTube. Very, very helpful. because you have to like decode and encode the data. That was a beast when I figured that out. So I'll share that in time. But okay, so this should be able to get me the out token ATA. However, per this, you get this response. What it is actually buyer out token ATA response. I don't know. And then down here, per the docs, and I'm gonna what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this URL, copy, use get buyer's token account owner plus filters. Ref. Cookbook, bless you. So good. So good. So if I had the response, then the actual let buyer token, right, buyer out token ATA would be the buyer out token response dot value dot value. Gotcha. And this is actually going to have the full token info. Oh, I've seen this before. This is all starting to come around. So, what I could do, let's just use this object and store what we need. So the userStore dot out. We already have the out token mint, but we need this out token ATA. So it's just the actual public key to the token address inside this wallet. This is equal to the buyer response dot value dot well, hang on, dot value dot pub key anchor dot, yeah. Oh, it's an array. I see. Well, because we're filtering, we should only have one response, right? It's an array of these kind of objects, you know? Hold up, hang on, let's rethink this again. So this is a RPC response and context, which has a pub key and account, and it's an array of this. So I feel like pub key, yeah? Because expression of type 0 can't be used to index type. What am I missing here? It's an array of this type of pub key and okay. Maybe what I need to do. Wait. Try to see. Felt like that would work, but doesn't seem to be liking that. So let's do userStore dot out token ATA equals, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my layout. This reminds me of my routes, escrow, oops, that would have done it, but layout, there we go. I've done this. What did I do? Get parse token accounts by owner, connection, owner. Yeah. So you know what? I've been doing all of this stuff, and I'm definitely going to need to do it for the seller because I won't know the seller stuff. But this buyer, I'm doing it right here, but I keep on forgetting, like when I connect a wallet, I'm going to have this wallet token accounts store. Like I'm getting this data already and I'm going through. So I did this earlier. There's a get token accounts by owner method, and I parsed the parsed work, and it already decodes, like has all the deserialized data for me, decoded data. So then that I just decided to use that. But then, yeah, do this like little loop, iterate through the accounts, and ta-da, that's what we had. So I have, or wait a minute, if the buyer connects their wallet, and this will happen, they'll get these tokens updated. Then that connected wallet, that connected user will have access to this store. Yeah. And I could, like I said, maybe consider moving this store and consolidating it all on the user as well. Maybe that'll make sense. But for now, I have this data. So I don't really need to, I don't think I need to do this whole refetch stuff, because the reality is that the wallet, if it has the token, then I can just do a filter on the wallet token accounts store. So, oh boy. So we have to have an escrow going. Otherwise, that's like, otherwise it's going to be, I probably should do like wrap some of this stuff in a try. It's going to be a try catch. Okay. And inside of my try, like all this stuff, I'll just move all this shit inside. It's going to be great. It's going to just blow the hell up. But that's the reality of it. Like I'm, gotta really work on my formatting. Something's not right. So, sorry. What the hell is that about? It's like jumping. So I need, man. We're gonna just comment. Handle accept the trade. Seller in token. We're gonna have to figure that out. Buyer out token. I think we can do userStore. And it's gonna be the out token account and their in token account. And this one is a to do, you know, like we've got to figure this out. Escrowed out token account balance. So this is the making sure that we've accepted, and like the balances and everything should be like deducted. Current escrow. Yeah, so this is updating the escrow store with the updated escrow account data. Yeah, and just confirming that everything is working out. So confirm that seller buyer ATAs also update correctly. No to do, need to also account for sold token exchanges. So that's a current seller. Seller out. I'm gonna have to figure that out. In this case, it's gonna be something like seller out token ATA. It's gonna literally be something like that once I figure, and I won't have a seller store. Just won't have it. At least unless I come up, unless I temporarily do use this seller store and that buyer store. Ugh. I don't know if that makes sense. I kind of like the userStore approach. So let's see. I mean, these are just variables that I'm going to have to find. Like I'm going to have to find this seller out token ATA, and that's that. Like, yeah, like this stuff I feel like I'll leave this here for now. Like getting the escrow and buyer, like this stuff I'm gonna have to, from the buyer standpoint, I should be able to, let me just comment this crap out for now. Okay, I'm gonna move, and what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna try to format this a little bit where it makes more sense. And this really should be the opposite. I feel like if this does equal null, I should throw an error for sure. Just throw an error or something. And I've done this before, so let's do close that one out, and let's split this for a second, because I've done something like this similarly in a different part, where yeah, something kind of like some checks, you know, And actually I could consider doing so for anything, like I should be doing some checks like at the very top. Something similar to Escrow store. Yeah. So if the PDA is null, then not that it exists already. It's like, or let's do that, but like escrow. If the actual account data is null, then error, and I'm going to say escrow account. Escrow account data is null. And then return, yeah, so that, and then another check to do, so like, say it has, gets past that, yeah, where is this complaining? Object, possibly null. Escrow stored. So try okay. I don't know why this is escrow store, escrow in mint. And it's actually not equal to null. Like if the escrow store is null, then that's what it was. Okay, yeah. Did a wrong check, so that's gotta be aware of copying and pasting. So yeah, all right. So if this thing is null or empty, then just like return, or it didn't work. Now, if it gets past that, so we at least have like some data to work with. So then we know that it's not null. Yay, the error stopped complaining. How to get the ATA address with only mint? How to get the buyer ATA answer? Filter find on the wallet token account store. Okay, but the question is how to get the seller ATA addresses. Then we need to use this. So what we could do is I need to do a find on my token account store. So as a refresher, the token account store is doing just that. Like it's using the, we're getting parsed accounts by owner, and we're just storing them in an array. Okay. And Now, in my index page, what I'm doing, I have some validation that I've worked on earlier. So it was the handle on change, I believe. Yeah. So here I do the handle on change, set token account balance. And here I am doing this. So like the user out token mint. This is for initializing. So it's a little bit different, but I've done stuff like this where it's like yeah, where I can filter on this or find on this account store, token account store, and find the matching mint account. So what I could do is like userStore dot out token ATA equals wallet token account store dot find, and then it's a token account, which is going to have that structure of like account and pub key that we've seen, like this whole value, and you're gonna have like a account and pub key. Yeah, a pub key property and an account, which will have like a lot of more nested like actual data. So you can do return what I can do is just like let buyer out token account, so something like that, because I may need to get more. So we will return the token account. Yeah, see. So this right here, I can just return the token account dot data dot parsed dot mint, yeah, or it's actually called parsed info dot mint is equal to, what is it equal to? It's equal to the user store dot out token mint. Yeah. Gotta wrap it on that side. There you go. So this is this structure, this account pub key object. Okay. So if buyer out token account info, then let's set some properties. So I do user store dot out token ATA. That's going to be, that will be the actual buyer out token info dot pub key. Yeah, that's that. And what else do? We do We do balances stuff too. Balance and raw balance. Raw amounts. Amounts meaning the amount that they're going to pay in the exchange, whereas balance is like what they currently have, like in their wallets. Okay, so if that's the case, if they have this token account info, then what can I can obviously get some token details about it. So userStore. Out token. Out token. I would have raw balance. Raw balance. Buyer. Out token. Account. Data. Parsed. Info. Yeah, and I know I've worked with this before because the object that gets printed that comes out of here, this account data parsed info, this is all you can see you get, there's a parsed info token amount in decimals, an amount and UI amounts and stuff like that, so you can get all the details here. So parsed info token amount dot amount. Yeah. And one thing I noticed though is I've had to, I think this may return, this amount value may be a string. And so I see myself using the parse int to convert it to a number type. Could be the case. Out token raw balance. Balance. Yeah, this one is UI amount, so this one's going to be like 3, whereas this one will be like, and the number of zeros is equivalent to the number of decimals, basically. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be that. And I do think I need to yeah, I do believe I need to use parse int here. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure that comes in as a string. So I need to parse it, turn it into a number. And then what else we got? Just going down. Got raw balance, ATA, wallet, and mint. Yeah, ATA, raw balance. Well, let's just keep it up. So now the amounts, that amount again is the out token raw amount. This is the what we're paying, what this person, what the user, what the buyer is expected to pay out, which isn't in this token account thing right here. It's actually in, and you know what, we could probably even do it up here. I know it's a little out of order, but we know this stuff as soon as there's an escrow. As soon as we have the access to the escrow store, because some of these things are going to be defined and stored in the escrow store itself. So escrow, and now it's the in amount. Yeah. So the seller, what they are expecting in, the amount that they're expecting in, is the amount that the user needs to pay. Now, this is going to be like, 2.5, tokens, or something like that. So it could be decimal, or it could be like 12.2, etc. So that is for UI, like a smaller, without all the decimals. The raw amount, I can't compute the raw amount because I'm not storing that raw amount in the escrow. It's not in here. That comes from the token, from the mint. And so that part I won't have access to. But I will have this. Now, from here, I could update out token decimals equals this token account buyer out token account info dot account data parsed info decimals. I want to see, where do I find decimals? Where did I put? I've done this. See, out token decimals, parsed info token amount decimals. Oh, okay, it's just on the same object. So token amount dot decimals. That is a number. So we have, at this point, we have the decimals. I'm going to go back to just up a little bit. With the wallet, out token mint, out token ATA we have, the raw balance we have, because that's from the account info that we get by filtering on the wallet token account store. Yeah. The balance we also have that's easily retrievable. The raw amount we don't, but we have the amount and we have the decimals. Great. So now set all of that stuff up. Could say compute the raw amount. Now that we have amount and decimals. Okay, so userStore dot out token raw amount. It's going to equal well, this is all 10 base, so it's going to equal the userStore out token amount, which is a number, times, and then 10 base what? Out token amount 10. to our userStore out token decimals. Yeah? Could be completely wrong. Object is possibly null. Maybe I need to move this out. I feel like I've done some of this conversion before, so like, yeah, raw token amount. Oh, that's right. Because the out token amount handle out token amount. I could consider turning all these into more helpful smaller functions that I could use across, actually. But how did I do this? It's like if we had the out token amount and the raw balance and the decimals, then we could do 10 base 8. It gives us this. So the form state out token amount would be a decimal. But it's just a string. So to parse it as a decimal and turn it into a number. So then times that. And then I do this whole little check here. This is all very useful. Like I'm going to have to do some sort of like validation. And this is starting to look a little bit of this repetitive code. What can be considered possibly null? So, all right. Well, I've got this raw amount userStore out token amount. That should not be, the out token amount should not be null because it's available. Oh, I guess it's this if this buyer out token account. So it's kind of like doing this there's a better way to do this, but if userStore, it's the decimals, dot out token decimals, then we can do this. It's my thinking. Wait. There. So much for thinking. All right, so if it's not, would that work? No. I mean, because it's a number, it's supposed to be. All right. No point on that check. I can't. I'm not sure if that's the deal. 10 times. Yeah. Alright, so let raw amount. Let's see what store token amount. Oops. That's not the problem. Okay. Times 10 to the userStore out token decimals. That's the problem. It is that. Let's just say, can I force that? No. What is this? What if I cast as number? Just try to see. No. Object could still be null. That's the problem. Okay. So it is the out token decimals, which is what I thought. Should I try to compute this inside? I don't think that matters though, because it's the same kind of situation, right? These could. I do like a little nested if. And then try to. No? Object is possibly null. Token amount will have token raw amount is what we're trying to compute. Decimals. Like, unless I'm missing something else. I think I can do like TS ignore. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Can't. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I mean, if there's token account, if we have this data, then we have the decimal. So I don't even need to do this check. To be honest. That should work. That should work. So, I'm not entirely sure why. But at this point, I feel like we've got all the data on what the buyer will be paying out. So all of its out token, data and fields will have. Now the end token account, I feel like it's the same thing, but the problem is like, what do we do? About or what if in this case it's the buyer? What if the buyer doesn't have an existing in token ATA? Like first time the buyer has the token. First time the buyer will have this token in their wallet. Is there some sort of like, will it happen like in here, buyer in, buyer out, seller? Yeah. I don't think that that the don't think that the account will get created automatically for some reason. Could be wrong. But like, yeah, if they don't have that token account, I don't think my instruction accounts for that. And I know that there's like creative checked, or creative doesn't exist. I wonder. I think for now, let's just assume I may have to address this somewhere, maybe ideally probably back in the program instruction itself. But let's just try to continue. Let's just assume in this case, for now, I'm going to have the ATA. So let buyer in token IFO. Yeah. And could we do the same thing? Let's just assume that they have it in the wallet. This is kind of hacky. It's definitely not the case. Not guaranteed to be the case. Especially like if you're like exchanging like an NFT or something token. But for now, let's get a token count and count data. Parsed info, info meant, and this time it equals the user store in token mint, which it's another thing we can do. First set user store values that exist in Escrow store. So another thing that happens that we have is we have the user store in token mint. Yeah. And in this case, it's the opposite. The buyer's in token is the seller's out token. So escrow out mint. Okay. That's available. What else do we have available? We have the store out. No. In token amount, right? Yeah, I realize this whole out in swap gets a little tricky. Yeah, but again, like this is the seller's out amount, like what they are paying in the token that the seller has originally, and after the exchange, the buyer will get the equivalent, but as their in token, so the token that they're going to receive after accepting the trade. Yeah, I don't have the decimals there because that's not stored in the escrow, just like the out token decimals. But I feel like, okay, we have the mint and the amounts. Great. So I feel like it's kind of rinse and repeat, really. But for the N token. And there's going to be some redundant code for now. But let's just kind of power through on this, because that should be right. This is assuming, and of course for the setup, I do create the associated token account, but this one's a big to do. That needs to be addressed eventually. Okay, but now if buyer in token account info, then we can set the same value. So I'm going to kind of replicate this. Yeah. And it's not going to be the out. It's going to be the in. And it's not the buyer out token account info with buyer in. Hang on, I think I did this wrong. Everything in that block, buyer in. No. Buyer, what is it? S buyer in. No. Out token count. How do you do this? There it is. I didn't need to do the percent s, because percent in Vim, the percent key down here would have done the whole file. That's what I was missing. So I'm still doing like a string and putting in the input, what I'm trying to replace. So buyer in token account info, and that should, I like to do the confirm just to make sure I'm not like, in this case it's small, and I did the visual block so you can like highlight this block of code, you know, and then I can do the colon, and that kind of defines the range. So then I do a string search only within this range to find and replace. Pretty handy. Yeah, I feel like that would do it. So compute the in token raw amount. So let's first, we're going to get the pub key from this token that matches the in token meant. The balance is going to be the same thing. We're going to get the token amount and amount, but it's a string. So we need to use parse int to convert to number. And for the raw balance, and then the balance the same, just the UI amount, which is already a number. So no parse int. Then we get the decimals, and then we, oh, yeah, just in case, in this case, because they are, it's not the out token amount, it's the in token, and the in token decimals. So that would compute all that. So at this point, I would be able to see, like at this point, if we console log, could do something like except userStore this would be curious to see, like, what does it look like at this point? Yeah. So yeah, like that's kind of, at least from the buyer standpoint. Let's kind of like do that part next. Update the buyers out token details. Maybe the users. And now here, yeah. Okay. So to do, what I'm going to do next is the seller seller ATA. Okay. And we're probably just going to store these in some simple local variables. So let's try that. Let's try that next. We can use the get token accounts by owner. This whole parse token accounts by owner. That should allow us to get what we need for the seller side of things, because we need a few things. Like for example, this part right here, we need the seller's in token account. And again, it's kind of the same thing that I had up here, like where what if these wallets don't actually have the associated token accounts? I don't know if those accounts will be created. My feeling is that they won't, because so that's something that I need to do some testing around here. And I'm gonna make a note on this. It's kind of like a to-do. I need to address that maybe through another test. Probably need to do that as an actual test. So, but for now, let's just go with what we have. So I'm going to do the let, what do we call it? Seller. Yeah. Seller. Why did I have this? In token mint. Oh, I've already done that. I did that up top. So seller, and what do we need? We need the in token ATA response. Well, basically, it's going to be no, that I had escrow layout. Yeah. And here do let's get the, let's use the workspace store connection and then get by owner. And the owner in this case is, the owner of the account is the seller's, which is, should be the escrow store, escrow. And I think in here we call it the authority, yeah? Yeah. And then we're using the mint. We need mint. And the mint is, well, we have that already. Escrow, and it's called the in mint. Yeah? I feel like that's what we have. Because, yeah, kind of following this get parts token accounts by owner, and then we pass the mint as the filter. It's part of the filter object. So if you go to this function and we see its signature, we have fetch parsed token accounts owned by the specific account. Yeah, I feel like that. Now it returns an array, and then I need to do this. It really should only have a length of 1. This may be the check. This may be where, like, you know, like, so good. You know, like, if they can't, if this comes back, if this response comes back empty, then create it. So I think I'm gonna kind of put that down here. So for now, I don't have again, just assuming that they've got it. What would I do? I would do seller token response. It's an array. Oh, wait. Value dot. So value is the array. Can I do that? And then pub key, right? Can I do? There you go. What if I set it to the, oh, don't set it to anything. Just do const seller in token ATA equals that. Can I do that? That should give me a public key, yeah? Like this is, again, I'm doing all of this by, like, the idea is to remove the need for a seller store and a buyer store. I don't know if that will work, but if I don't, if I consolidate into one single user store, then I don't have to maintain the 2 separate stores. But I do, this bit of data right here is the missing part, because it's not stored in the actual on-chain escrow account data. And I'm currently not storing it in the escrow store. Now, you could argue that perhaps perhaps I could do that. You know, this could be renamed to like data, and then I also but I don't think so. I think this, let's just try. So how would I set the seller's in token ATA with only a user store? The buyer's info would be in the user store. I use get parsed see above. Okay, so here I could and just call it seller and token ATA. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. So everything else is either in the escrow or the user store. The buyer, obviously, this could also be the user store wallet. Certainly the same thing. Then here, this is kind of fetching and updating the token account. I may one day rename this to just escrowed token account. But anyway, so what I was doing in the past is like fetch the data after the transaction confirms. Okay, so they do all that. Yeah, it's a lot happening. And then fetch the data after the transaction. Here's how I would get rid of this data. Gotta clean up some of these comments. It's gone stale. Some of these are comments from way back. It's just hard, you know, as you're kind of learning this stuff. You learn a lot along the way, or at least I have, and I try to kind of record that as I go, but sometimes it's a little too much. Confirm that all right, so the escrow store, I want to make sure that the escrow store have that updated. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Escrow gets updated. Confirm that seller and buyer ATA is also updated correctly. So need to also account for SOL. That is definitely something to do. Right now, I'm only addressing SPL token. Yeah, but one of the big parts of the exchange certainly could do, you could exchange SOL for another token. Yeah, so current seller out token balance. I don't know if I really, I don't know if I need to update the state on this. We could just kind of assume. What I could do though is, what I could do up here, if we're just doing, here's the, what I could do here is rename this not to ATA, but in token account info. in token account info. Yeah, and then what I could do is in token balance. And the idea is with this is like, I mean, do I need to? I want to make sure, obviously, that the numbers align. Yeah. So this would be the account data parsed info token amount UI amount. I don't know. I don't know if I need to do that. My test that I have already do a check on yeah. What do I have in my test? Oh, this is polls. So when we accept, we do all this. Yeah. The buyer is that, data is that, has exchange, parsed, escrowed out, tokens 0. I could consider yeah, maybe I need to do that in the test. I felt like I felt like I've done that before. But yeah. Certainly need to check that the accounts are being credited and debited correctly. I feel like I've done that check. I know it's happening inside when I initialize. So when I initialize, I've got some stuff where I've checked that the amounts are lining up, but certainly could expand on that. Let's see. Need to take a note of how I could improve this and do a little bit more checks on the bounces. Certainly I've been checking like the actual escrowed token account and as well as like in my current escrow, like the escrow account itself, the PDA. I have been checking that the amounts and everything kind of line up, but I certainly could do some more checks on the actual wallets. So that is okay. So there's a lot to do, obviously, but let's see if we get the, if I needed the balance, I could do that. I was working with the store. But current seller, current, yeah, I think what I could do is current buyer in token. It's not going to be the buyer. In this case, it's going to be the user store. Yeah. There. User store. So I was doing some of those checks down here. I see. At least from the buyer, I could do that. In token. Balance. Current buyer out token. It's going to be the user store out token ATA with the user store out token. Yeah. So at the very least, I can do without the buyer. I mean, without the seller store, then I could do. I have everything at least to check on the current user, which a user for the transaction, for the accept transaction, we can get all those balances and double check. Yeah. So we can get those balances, set up the balances, and perform some sort of check after this. But that's that. So let me see. Wait, so then buffer, I got lots of errors. Get seller out token account balance. Yeah. It's all kinds of stuff. Got plenty of errors. Certainly need to update. Well, wait a minute. I didn't mean to get rid of those, actually. I forget. Like, I'm not using the buyer and seller stores for the actual trades, but I am still using them. Let's close this down and split this again. I am using them for the setup, yeah? So, didn't mean to, let's see, didn't mean to get rid of them in that regard. So, there's seller store, get that one, and buyer store. So that should get rid of some things, and then we have some issues here, but yeah, okay. So next I need to update the UI and stuff with this new user store.